Okay, it's February 1st. I keep forgetting it's literally February already. And for the sake of documenting, I'm just recording this really quick, even though I really don't feel like it. And I'm finally just now heading home from church. But it really feels like I'm just driving home from the full weekend because it's been so busy and very Jesus-filled, which I think is very fitting. I had a 2-day church seminar, and then I went to a Saturday night service with a friend, and then of course we had church this morning, and it was my Sunday to sing, and then we had like an all-church meeting after, and so it's just been a lot of church, but a lot of Jesus in the best way. But you know, sometimes those weekends, especially when it's back-to-back like that, can be very emotionally or spiritually draining. I also felt like I needed to share like a smidge of my testimony, I guess, like the testimony that infertility has created, not like my life's testimony. Because of the particular song that I sang at church, I just felt God like kind of pressing on my heart, like you have encouragement to share. And yes, there is a lot of encouragement I have to offer in the midst of my infertility testimony, or whatever you want to call it, because as you guys know, like even in the midst of the pain and the hurt, like a lot of good has come from it. Anyway, so yeah, it's been like extra emotional, especially today after sharing that on stage. Kind of not nerve-wracking at all, because I'm just so confident in the story that God's given me. And I'm just so used to being so open and transparent about where Alex and I are at, that like that part, that's not hard for me to do. But just like, I don't know, in the moment of the worship music and all eyes are on you, and you're just sharing something vulnerable, like out loud with hundreds of people, can just be a crazy feeling. Anyways, that's not the point. So that's like my physical reality right now. But my mental reality is still processing the very fresh news that I got earlier today in between the second and third service. So talk about crazy timing. But God, he's very mysterious sometimes. But again, this is just for the sake of documenting. I just want to get these fresh, quick thoughts out because I'm about to be home. The point is, my emotional state of mind right now, or my emotional reality, it's very jumbled because of all the busyness this weekend and still just trying to process everything. But mind you, the last time I checked, my next embryo blastocyst update was supposed to be tomorrow, Monday, because when I talked to my nurse on Friday, she said that the nurses don't make calls over the weekend. So I'm like, okay, great, I'll just wait another 2 days and find out Monday. And it's been fine because time has been flying, and that's been a blessing, and I've kind of had these little Jesus distractions, and this has just been like the perfect weekend for me to pray extra hard and think of the remaining 7 fertilized eggs that we had. Which of course also in these past 2 days I've done like more Googling and research and talking to friends who have been through IVF, and I don't know, I guess in some human flesh way, just trying to find something tangible to hold on to before Monday's call, whether that's statistics or just, you know, just finding other people to relate to me and give me hope that like, yeah, the 7 can still make it. You know, this is not uncommon. Not that I was expecting all 7, but you guys, I mean, I'm praying big, praying for miracles. But in between the second and third service, I have a missed call from the clinic. Are you kidding me? So then we were playing like phone tag for like 30 minutes. I would call, leave a voicemail. She would call, leave a voicemail. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just need to track this nurse down so I can get my update. Granted, she did leave a voicemail, but I just wanted, to physically talk to her and get some clarity before I really accept the information, if that makes sense. And I haven't even told Alex. I'm literally about to pull into the driveway and tell him the news, which I know he'll just react great because he's been such a rock with all this, but still, he's just as much a part of this as I am. And this is a new experience for both of us, so I'm sure he'll take it fine. But anyways, yeah, so the nurse confirmed that we do have that one perfect, beautiful blastocyst that's already been sent off for testing and is currently in the freezer. Which that could very well be our potential future child, our first child, if the biopsy results come back normal, which is great. Still praying for that. But especially after all the extra praying I feel like this week, and just having a number to pray over, having some more physical data to just really get specific with in my prayers and lift up to God, it just makes everything so much more real. And then when she calls me today and tells me that the other 7 didn't make it, yeah, it's very I guess, I'm not gonna lie, my instant reaction was disappointed, wait, because everything has just been so great this week. Every news we've gotten, I feel has been better than the last, or at least just better than expected, to me at least. So when I got that call on Friday about the one perfect one, but that the 7 were still in the process, I'm like, oh my gosh, first of all, at least we have one, but second of all, wow, all 7 survived the week at least. I was doing research and talking to friends, and it's definitely still common that not all of them make it, but the fact that all 7 were still hanging on, I'm like, that doesn't seem common either. Everyone, at least that I've talked to, has had at least 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 come from their weekend, their day 6 or their day 7 fertilized eggs. Yes, I had my day 5 one, but the fact that none of the 7 made it, none of them, I feel that's not common. I gotta do some more research, but so I don't really know how I feel. I was trying to explain to a friend earlier that I can kind of see why God would give me that information on Friday, to have the one going into the weekend, because I was expecting to get the result of all 8 on Friday, and so that kind of caught me off guard. But now being on this side of it, I'm like, okay, maybe God gave me that one to hold on to, because I was able to really celebrate it. Partially because in the back of my mind, I'm like, I still got 7. I still got 7 in the making. So I'll take the one, but deep down I'm like, I'm definitely gonna get more than one. This is a good sign kind of thing. So I was able to be happier than I thought I would be with those kind of results. So it's that's the feeling I've been living out of for the past 2-3 days since getting that call. So when I got that call today, there's obviously part of me that's still yeah, I literally have one, and that's amazing. Thank God I have one. But then, of course, the other part of me is but all 7? Seriously? Seriously, God? I feel everything was going like this. This whole IVF experience has just been going up and up and getting better and better and just surpassing anything I could have prayed for. So what is God doing? Because it's kind of a letdown, to be honest, but I know I still have the one, and that's all he needs, and that's all it takes. Granted, we still have to wait about 2 weeks for the biopsy results, so I can't help but think what if this one is actually abnormal and we can't use it? Of course, our only option is to start IVF over, And I'm already thinking, well, maybe God just made everything go so seamlessly so that I wouldn't have hesitations to go through IVF again. But also I'm like, it's another opportunity to trust him these next 2 weeks, praying over the one, literally the one. And like that very well still could be our kid. Like, and this could all be solved, you know, like all these like emotions and the turmoil and the waiting and the worrying, like can all just go away once I get that first positive pregnancy test or when I get to meet my first child. Like this could all still work. Like I'm very aware of that, but I'm also aware that it couldn't work and that we don't have other embryos to fall back on. Like we literally have the one. So again, this call was like, what, 4 hours ago? So it's still very fresh, but just for the sake of like capturing these very real feelings, because I just know my future self will hopefully look back at this video one day and be like, yeah, you got the one, and the one turned into your firstborn. Like, how could anybody be sad about that? Or honestly, I'm the one could split and we could have twins. Like, I know God is still at work and God can still do incredible, amazing, miraculous things. Like, it's just been an emotional roller coaster to say the least, especially this past week. But there's just been such an overwhelming response of support and love, especially through IVF, like specifically because not only do I have more specific prayers, but now my friend group and my family and my church, they have more specific prayers too. And so we're all praying over these individual eggs and now my one embryo. And it's like, even after today, like sharing on stage and singing, like just the positive response that I got. And it's just like, I'm so in awe of God. Like, why is he giving me so many great people? Like, why is he, I don't know. Like, why me? Like, apart from the hard that this journey is, like I said, there's been so much good that has come out of it, but it's like God would just like place it on people's heart to either pray for me or come up to me and say encouraging words or hug me or ask for my phone number, or like just from today alone. And like this has kind of happened ever since I started sharing my story like 2 years ago. And it's like God continues to amaze me and he continues to put people in my path and he continues to like love me through others and speak to me through others. And like the fact that I have so many people I can lean on through this very confusing time just makes it all better. Like, and I just feel so loved. I know I've said that before, but it is so true. It softens the blow. It does. And I don't even have to ask anymore. I don't even have to tell people how to support me or ask people to pray for me. At this point, I literally feel like I'm on this journey with so many people, and I feel like they're feeling my pain. It just feels so real. Like I just feel so connected to so many people, and I couldn't have asked for a more beautiful experience. And like that's just been such a great benefit that has blindsided me through all of this. Like I did not expect any of this, and it continues to happen. Like literally just today, like praying with people, and after the third service, like I finally just kind of let loose and let it all out, and I walked off stage and just had to be alone. I just had to go outside and just finish crying. Like I just had to let my body have this release. The next thing I know, I hear footsteps, and it's one of my friends who just came out and found me and hugged me, and I'm like, what? How did you? I just take it as like the Holy Spirit intuition just pushing her to find, like, how did she know where I was? I meant to ask her that, because like it's not like I don't think anyone saw me go, or I didn't tell anyone. I just like knew I had to get away and be alone. It's just like people just know because they're on this journey with me, and God is speaking to them and leading them, and so I can never thank them enough. There's nothing I can do to repay that. Oh my gosh. It's just gonna be so crazy to see how all of this turns out. Like, is this one embryo literally going to be our child? Like, the fact that I can, like, picture an embryo in a freezer in Tampa, like, that just makes it so real. And I've never had that realness in these almost 4 years of infertility. Like, so it's just, like, unlocking all these new emotions and just, like, crazy thoughts and just things I can continue to pray for. So wild. I haven't checked yet, but the nurse said she was going to email me the picture of our one and only embryo. Like, how many people get to actually see what their child looks like before it's really formed? So I am trying to embrace those little, like, nuances and uniqueness of having, you know, a potential IVF baby. Or I definitely could sit here and say, like, wow, I can't believe, like, this is our journey and this is how I'm gonna meet my child, and we needed all this help and so many people were all up in my business, and, like, this is just not the way I saw it. This is not natural. Like, I don't get to surprise anyone because everyone knows what I'm going through, like, and I don't blame the women who actually are down this road and still think and say those things, because infertility is so much more than just creating life. Like, so much is taken away from struggling to get pregnant. Like, it's not just, oh, I can't make a baby naturally. It's like, now all these doctors are involved in my story and all these people, and I have to do all these appointments and I'm paying for all this stuff, and you're getting stripped of a lot of luxuries or privileges that come with just not struggling with getting pregnant. But all that to say, I am trying to embrace it in a positive way and enjoy the fact that I can see what my embryo looks like, you know, and that I can celebrate the stages of development. And when you're trying naturally, you don't know what's going on in there until you get your period or until you take a pregnancy test. Like, but I got to celebrate the fact that this one embryo, like, was developing over 5 days and the different stages, and then I got to get a call that it made it to day 5, and then now I get to pray over the genetic results, like, and I get to visualize all these things, and again, like, the amount of people and doctors that are a part of our story now, like, it's just great support. So I'm celebrating that too. I'm celebrating that I don't have to do this journey alone. I don't have to do this life alone, and I can celebrate how loved our future kids are gonna be, and the story that I get to tell them one day, like, all these things that come with infertility that now I consider, like, these are the luxuries and privileges of infertility that people who get pregnant naturally don't get to experience. Like, you know what I mean? There's pros and cons to both of it. It's all about your mindset. And I didn't arrive here on my own. I think that's clear. I think you guys know that. This is all the Lord revealing all these things and growing me and shaping me over these past 3.5 years. And so I just, oh my gosh, like, sometimes it just feels like a dream and a nightmare at the same time. And how is this video 20 minutes? I really have to go. I'm surprised Alex hasn't come home yet. I gotta tell him the news. But of course I was, like, crying all morning, just, like, confused at my feelings. Like, how do I feel? What does this actually mean? And trying to stop myself from thinking, oh my gosh, what if the test results come back bad and we have to start all over, and what is that timeline? And oh gosh, I wonder what my mom's gonna say. But it's like, how can we fully be sad? Because we know we have the one. And, like, I feel like that's what God specializes in, is just doing the impossible. And it's like, regardless of the biopsy results, like, obviously God is still in this. God is still here. God can still do miraculous things. And maybe this is not our time. Or maybe it is. Like, literally, I have no idea. Just gotta embrace the adventure. Like, God, what are you doing? All 7? Did it make it? That's crazy, right? Or is that just me? Like, that's crazy. 7. But we got the one. And I know there's women who get to this part in their journey and they don't even get one. So I want to enjoy it and appreciate it for what it is right now. I don't know what tomorrow brings. I don't even know what 5 minutes from now brings. Like, but we will find out soon. And before I go, this is the last thing I say, just in case something comes of it. Right when we started IVF, we were obviously given this kind of calendar of events. So everything's kind of been put to a timeline, which has actually been really comforting because you can't really have a timeline when you're just trying to get pregnant. But when you use reproductive technology and everything is scheduled out, you can kind of create a checklist, you can create a timeline. So it actually feels nice to have. So I've always known that things kind of might line up with Valentine's Day. And by that, I mean, I might get my biopsy results around Valentine's Day. And I just think that could be a cute little way to find out about our like future kid, whether this one is viable or not. And we'll be in Colombia, and I don't know. So I've always had this like weird subconscious anticipation for Valentine's Day-ish, and just being like, oh, like just already anticipating, like, is it going to be a really big celebration? Is it going to be a memorable Valentine's Day, good or bad? We're going to be in Colombia. Are we going to go celebrate? Is it going to be the longest flight home because I got disappointing news? Like, I've always kind of had those thoughts since day one of starting IVF because we've had that timeline already in advance. But now knowing that there's literally one embryo and only one biopsy result that we're going to wait on, I'm just going to enjoy these next 2 weeks while I can, appreciate the one that I have, but also trying not to get too attached to the one, because what if it's literally not viable? Gosh, this is wild. There's no words to explain, but I'm going to go because this video is already too long. Oh my gosh, Lord, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I wasn't even supposed to get a freaking call today. That's one of the weirdest parts, is like, I was fully expecting Monday. The call was coming Monday. So why did it come today? Like, what is God doing? I thought I was defying all the odds. Now I feel like the odds are against me. And I'm like, how did this happen? Even my friends are like surprised. Like, what? But we still have the one. Lord, if that's the one, and I'm literally capturing myself talking about my actual physical future child, like, that's going to be crazy. They need to know how much they are loved already. And now I have something like tangible to kind of hold on to and just like picture this little embryo. And I can't wait to see the picture of the embryo. I need to check my portal when I get home. That's what I need to do right now. Whew. All right, let's hope Alex takes this well. I'm sure he will, but I'm sure this is the last thing he's expecting to hear today. And then I got to call my parents and start filling everyone in, everyone who's been praying. Like, I'm sure they got questions just as much as I do. Like, God, what are you doing? I'm gonna go. Thanks for listening. And my next update should be in a couple weeks from now. Oh, I pray that it's normal. And we're not choosing to find out the gender, if I haven't already said that in any of these videos. Because, like, I gotta save some of the surprises. I gotta try to be as normal as I can through all of this. Because I feel like doing a gender reveal and having that surprise is one of like the luxuries of trying naturally that I still want to have myself, okay? What is God doing? Ugh, okay, I gotta go.